Good morning, fifth graders and teachers at the Shades Cobb Elementary School in Homewood, Alabama, and good morning to all my friends in Michigan. My first book today is The Eagle and the Wren, uh, written by Jane Goodall and illustrated by Alexander Reichstein. And before I read the book, let me give you a note or two on the author, Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall is world renowned. She went to Africa and into the jungles and lived for 56 years with a chimpanzee family, day and night, studied their habits, their lives. She wrote one key book that everyone reads, and then many others. She's 86 years old, and she lives in Africa. I don't know how close to the jungle where she lived before. All right. Title page, The Eagle and the Wren. Once upon a time, long, long ago, the birds got into an argument about who could fly the highest. I can fly so high, said the skylark, that I become just a tiny speck in the sky, and then I disappear altogether. You can only hear my voice, my beautiful song. I can fly the highest. No, 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 said the dove. I can fly highest. I was sent by Noah to search for signs of the ending of the great flood. From high in the sky I flew to pick the olive branch that has become a symbol of peace. I can fly the highest. I can fly even higher, said the vulture. I circle up and up and up until I can look across half the world. That's how I see my dinner, the animals who have died. I can fly the highest. You are all wrong, said the majestic eagle. I am the king of the birds. My wings are strong, my heart is great. I fly far above the world and look down to see all that is going on below. I can fly the highest. Be silent, all of you, said the wise owl. We will have a contest for all the birds. We will find out just how high each one of us can fly. So all the birds took to the air. There was a great flapping of wings and squawking and calling and hooting and croaking. Some of the birds didn't fly very high at all. They quickly came back to earth. They were a bit sad, but the ostrich welcomed them. You have all done as well as nature intended, he said. You all have wings, but each of you flies to a different height for a different purpose. After all, I can't fly, and I'm certainly not ashamed of that. I use my wings in the beautiful dance that wins me my bride. Some of the birds flew very high indeed. But after a while, many of them grew tired and could fly no higher, so they came back to earth. The vulture saw a dead animal and was suddenly hungry. He dived down and out of the contest.
There's a bear waving at the birds.
Never noticed that. Just a few of the birds were able to keep on flying. Eventually, the skylark, the dove, came down too. They could go no higher. In the end, they could see only one bird still up in the sky, so high he seemed to be almost in heaven. It was the eagle. Finally, even he could fly no higher. Tired but proud, he hovered way, way up in the sky. I knew I would win, he said to himself. But as the mighty eagle soared high above the earth, something crept out from among his thick feathers.
Go ahead.
Once again for this page.
Yes.
But as the mighty eagle soared high above the earth, something crept out from among his thick feathers. To the eagle's amazement, he saw a tiny bird, the little wren, flying even higher than he was. He tried and tried to get above her, but he was too tired. "How did you fly so high?" he asked her. She laughed, a tiny laugh because she was a tiny bird. "You carried me all the way. I couldn't have flown so high by myself. But don't worry, you won the contest." I always wondered what the world looked like from high, high up at the top of the sky. Now I know. I shall always remember this, eagle. Thank you. When they got back to Earth, they told their story to the other birds. The owl praised them both. Together you have set a new record, he told them. With your strong wings and determination, mighty eagle, and with your dreaming and your quick brain, little wren, you have flown to a height never reached by any bird before. The story is based on an old fable. The fable is a story, but that is told only with animals. And Jane Goodall put the ancient, age-old fable into her words. And now we'll finish the year with one of my all-time favorites. I would have read this to you in fourth grade, fifth graders, but I don't want you to miss it because it's a stunning, stunning book. We've already read that one. I know. I read it to the fourth graders. Byrd Baylor and Peter Parnell. You know them from the reading of Hawk, I'm Your Brother. But here, Peter Parnell has illustrated in stunning color. I try to count the colors. There are at least 12, possibly 15 different shades of colors in this illustration. I showed the book cover, the dust cover, because it's not here. All right, and off we go. And I'll show you every page because of the illustration. Title page. And information page. The way to start a day is this. Go outside and face the east and greet the sun with some kind of blessing or prayer or chant or song that you made yourself and you keep for the early morning. The way to make the song is this. Don't try to think what words to use until you're standing there alone. When you feel the sun, you'll feel the song too. Just sing it. But don't think you're the only one who ever worked that magic. Your caveman brothers knew what to do. Your cavewoman sisters knew too. They sang to help the sun come up and lifted their hands to its power. A morning needs to be sung to. A new day needs to be honored. People have always known that. Didn't they chant at dawn in the sun temples of Peru in South America. And didn't they leap and sway to the Aztec flutes in Mexico? And didn't they drum sunrise songs in the Congo in Africa? And didn't they ring 1,000 small gold bells in China? Didn't the pharaohs of Egypt, the kings of Egypt, say the only sound at dawn should be the sound of songs that please the morning sun? They knew what songs to sing. People always seemed to know. And everywhere they knew what gifts to give the sun. In some places they gave gold. In some places they gave flowers. In some places sacred smoke blown to the four directions. Some places feathers and good thoughts. Some places fire. But everywhere they knew to give something. And everywhere they knew to turn their faces eastward as the sun came up. Some people still know. When the first pale streak of light cuts through the darkness, wherever they are, those people make offerings and send strong, mysterious songs to the sun. They know exactly how to start a day. Their blessings float on the wind over the Pueblo cornfields in New Mexico. And you hear their morning songs in villages in Africa. And they salute the sunrise ceremonially in the high, cold mountains of Peru. And high on a mesa edge in Arizona, they were holding a baby toward the sun. They were speaking the child's new name so the sun would hear and know the child. It had to be sunrise, and it had to be that first sudden moment. That's when all the power of life is in the sky. Some people say there is a new sun every day, that it begins its life at dawn and lives for one day only. They say you have to welcome it. You have to make the sun happy. You have to make a good day for it. You have to make a good world for it to live its one day life in. And the way to start, they say, is just by looking east at dawn. When they look east tomorrow, you can too. Your song will be an offering. And you'll be one more person in one more place at one more time in the world, saying hello to the sun, letting it know that you are there. If the sky turns a color sky never was before, just watch it. That's part of the magic. That's the way to start a day. Well, there you have it, fifth graders. It's been an awesome year for me here at Shades Cahaba because, well, and with you. I'm glad I met all of you and had the chance to read to you fifth graders. You've been wonderful, and I love all of you, so happy summer to all of you, and good luck in your future. Bye.